slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And hoo-ha, we're back with more Avatar: The Last Airbender spoilers for Magic the Gathering. Starting our list off for this video is an incredibly powerful, uncommon card in Enter the Avatar State. A single white mana for an instant lesson that reads, till end of turn, target creature you control becomes an avatar in addition to its other types, gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof. Wow, that's an uncommon card that does all that. You are gonna just have, I mean, that just, it gives you that hexproof stuff, so you're protected from people trying to target you, and you get all that extra good bonusness of the flying, the first strike, the lifelink. So, hoo-ha. I mean, that's incredibly powerful. Okay, we lost where we were. Okay, I'm going to cover three cards that I wasn't, somehow I had skipped in my last video. First up is Bloodbender's Right, which is also known as Blood Chief Ascension, which is another portion of the Ascension cycle that we are finishing in this set. So, single black mana for an enchantment to read. Beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 2 or more life this turn, they put a quest counter on this enchantment. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, if this enchantment has 3 or more quest counters on it, you have that player lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. Hoo-ha. Then we have Sold Out, a black and 3, for instance, it reads, exile target creature. If it was dealt damage this turn, create a clue token. And we have Callous Inspector, black mana for a 1/1 human soldier with menace. Creature dies, it deals 1 damage to you, and create a clue token. Next up we have Bitter Work, a red, a green, and 1 for an enchantment that reads, whenever you attack a player with 1 or more creatures, power 4 or greater, draw a card. Has an exhaust ability of pay 4 generic to Earthbend 4, activate only during your turn. So this gives you a creature that will allow this ability, this enchantment to work, and it gives you some card draw. Speaking of big creatures, we have from our bonus sheet, we have Cityscape Leveler. 8 generic for an 8/8 artifact creature construct with trample. Whenever you cast this spell, whenever this creature attacks, disrupts 1 target non-land permanent controller Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token, and you can unearth it for a generic. So this was originally printed in the Brothers War. Reprinting it here with the Fire Nation drill. I like the concept. It's a good reprint here. I'm not unopposed to it. Hoo-ha. Next up we have Rending Volley. Red mana for instant reads. The spell can't be countered. Rending Volley deals 4 damage to target white or blue creature. So it's very specific, very sideboardy. Again, you know, it's a good theme. You know, especially as an instant when playing red. If you're facing off, if you know you're facing off against somebody who's playing blue or white, it can be good, especially with some firebending skills. So hoo-ha. Next up we have Searing Blood. 2 red mana for an instant that reads. Searing Blood deals 2 damage to target creature. When that creature dies this turn, Searing Blood deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. Yeah, if you can replicate this spell or, do some copying of it, this thing could be, do all sorts of crazy damage. So, and especially because it's an instant, it's another spell you can use with your firebending skills. So, hoo-ha. Speaking of replicate, we have Shattering Spree. A single red mana for a sorcerer that reads, replicate for a red mana, destroy target artifact. Now, replicate, I had to look it up because it was from an era where, I wasn't in the game. Replicate's kind of like a multi-kicker. It's, keep paying that amount of mana and you can keep copying this spell. So, hoo-ha. So, next up we have Beastmaster Ascension. One of the other previously mentioned Ascensions. A green and 2. Enchantment that reads whenever creature you control attacks, put a quest counter on this enchantment. As long as this enchantment has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +5/+5. Yeah, that's gonna be a little fun. I'm surprised with all of the stuff about quest counters and stuff like that the original Ozolith hasn't appeared in the in this bonus sheet, or hasn't yet spiked up in various market mover videos. Okay, next up, we have the Monstrous Serpent, which is Cosmos Serpent. 2 green, 2 blue, and 3 for a 6/6 legendary serpent. It can't be countered. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 3/3 blue serpent creature token named Coma's Coil. Sacrifice another serpent, choose one. Either tap target permanent, its activated abilities can't be activated, or Monster Serpent gains indestructible till end of turn. So, hoo-haw. Then we have the Earth King. So it's a green and 3 for a 2/2 legendary human noble ally. When it enters, create a 4/4 green bear creature token. Whenever one or more creatures you control with power 4 or greater attack, search your library for up to that many basic land cards, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So this is designed for a big creature deck that we've been seeing that thematic go throughout, some of the cards we've covered recently. Next up we have Empty City Ruse. White mana for sorcery that reads, target opponent skips all combat phases of their next turn. That's a kind of a interesting thing to have, but yeah, it works. We have Scout's Warning, white mana for an instant that reads, the next creature card you play this turn can be played as though it had flash, and draw a card. So you get card draw and you can play a creature at instant speed. Next up we have Boomy, King of 3 Trials. Now he's seems kind of expensive at a green and 5 for a 4/4 human noble ally. When he enters, choose up to X, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. You can either put 3 +1/+1 counters on Boomy, which makes him a 7/7. Just if it's chosen just once. Target player scries 3 or Earthbend 3. So if you're playing with a lot of lessons, he's going to be really useful. And that's why he's a little expensive, because you can bump him up to a 7/7 if you got just one lesson in your graveyard. But you can bump him up bigger and bigger. Next up is Earth Kingdom Jailer. White and 2 for a 3/3 human soldier ally. When it enters, exile to one target artifact, creature, or enchantment opponent controls, mana value 3 or greater, until this creature leaves the battlefield. So an imprison effect for a good value of 3, and you get a 3/3 body too. So what's not to like about that? Then we have Cruel Administrator. So a black, a red, and 3 for a 5/4 human soldier with raid. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on if you attack this turn. So whenever this creature attacks, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with firebending 1. So this guy is it's got some good value on it. You bring it in after you've attacked to make it a 6/5, and when it attacks, you get a 2/2 red creature with firebending 1. So, hoo-ha. Next up, we have another powerful card in Avatar Destiny. It's 2 green and 2 for an enchantment or enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard and is an avatar in addition to its other types. When an enchanted creature dies, mill cards equal to its power. Return this card to its owner's hand. And up to one creature card milled this way onto the battlefield under your control. So you get a card, milled equal to the creature's power when it dies, and this comes back to your hand. Kind of reminds me of there was a red card that kind of did something similar to that about dragons. I can't think of the name of the card right now, but yeah, it's a card like that. That's going to be interesting. I think it was called Draconic Destiny. Okay, we have Fire Navy Trebuchet. So, black and 2 for a 0/4 artifact creature wall with Defender and Reach. Whenever you attack, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder. That's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. Have we? Wait a minute. Have we seen this before? Let me go back to Lord of the Rings. Yep, it's the same, basically the same thing as the one we got from the Lord of the Rings set. Yep, same 2/1 flying colorless construct creature token. Yep, that's. It's not an exact reprint, but it's still, the whole idea is still there. So hoo-ha. Next up, we have another of the rare lands. We got Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. This is Uncle Iroh's tea shop where he and Zuko work as a tea shop to hide amongst the people and gather information. So it taps for a colorless, and you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Spend this only to cast an ally spell or activate an ability of an ally source. Or you can spend a beefy 5 generic to create a 1/1 white ally creature token. So it's kind of, if you're playing allies, this is almost like a must include. Next up, we have Fire Nation Palace, another powerful land in the rare land cycle. It enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Tap it to add a red mana and pay a red and 1. Tap it, target creature you control gains Firebending 4 until end of turn. That's really powerful. That's like super powerful. Especially if you're playing with, a firebending, if you're playing firebending stuff, that's going to be crazy. Then we have Iroh's demonstration for a red and 1. You get a sorcery lesson. You can choose one. It either deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control, or it deals 4 damage to target creature. So, hoo-haw. And lastly for this, because we're over 20 minutes, is Raven Eagle. A black and 2 for a 2/3 bird assassin with flying. This creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, create a clue token. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. So, hoo-haw! That's a bunch of stuff. We're over 21 minutes. And we'll see you on the next video.